is in session.
All right.
Okay, yeah, so you guys have just like, let's say 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, to just discuss what you want to do, what the next tact is. Also, you are allowed to switch out one of your witnesses if you so desire it. Your witnesses that you've made a list of so far are Colin. Your outside witnesses, I mean, all present, of course, can be brought in, are Colin Edgewood, Liramir, Eldeth, and Willowin Cobbler. If you want to switch that with anybody, you can, if you're happy with those.
Is the Willowin Cobbler, is that the dad or the daughter?
That's the daughter.
Okay, cool.
Can you tell that list one more time? Colin.
Yep. Colin, Liramir, that's Eldorian's dad. Though he's present company, so I'm going to actually exclude him. Also, we're probably not going to need 4 witnesses, so let's just make it 3. Colin, Eldeth, and Willowin Cobbler.
Right. Yeah, and the Cobbler. I was going to say, yeah, we should switch out Liramir, because Finoa suggested him to kind of ask about her family. I was going to have her totally ignore the matter at hand, but she got that answer, so... all right, so when we are approaching them, did Colin see Eldorian on the day of her?
No, so Colin didn't. The reason I wanted to call Colin is because the heroes were there when we first got the call, so they're witnesses to the
exactly.
threats that we got.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yep. So we can ask about the far speech call.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. Eldeth was with Eldorian.
She was with her at the time, yeah.
At the time. I don't know. I don't trust her.
Abducted.
Yeah, I
kind of want to... Are we laying out like a whole strategy here or just the questions?
It's up to you.
Because I feel like I'd like charm her or something.
Yeah, there are definitely tactics you could take with Eldeth.
Yeah.
Because we can only talk to her through the orbs, so we can't really do anything.
Oh, we can't call her in?
So
but
you can.
Oh, we just talked her through the orb, so we can't charm her.
Yeah, basically anything that works. So if you wanted to do magic to her, it would have to be magic specifically related to sounds and sights.
Can we recall Barracks?
If you wanted to, yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine it'll get us much.
What if I charm him?
You'd have to be subtle about it, and I don't know if it would necessarily work. I will let you know the Barracks is a
but I really want to check.
It's a pretty
if it doesn't work, then we'll just ask questions again.
Also, if you charmed Varix, he would be charmed towards you.
Yeah. Shit.
And you're not the
and
lawyer.
I'm not the lawyer. We can pretend it's my feminine wiles. Because Finoa has plenty of those. On my sheet it says feminine wiles 1.
You have a feminine
one feminine. You have one
feminine wile.
And you only use it in emergencies.
Yes. That's literally my point of inspiration.
Well, I mean...
Oh, Georgia, sorry. You do have a point of inspiration for confessing your crime.
I do. Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, that means I have 2 now.
Oh, okay. Then you only have 1 because you can only have 1 at a time.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, I have 1. I never used my first one.
I thought you could have, like, as many as your character's level or something.
No, I don't know. The point is I'm inspired.
You can have 2. Fuck it.
Yeah, I don't remember how that works.
Yeah, I thought you did a good job and you deserve advantage on something. So take another one.
So as far as our strategy, outside of the people we're going to call. I would say that like this isn't so much a court of irrefutable fact so much as we're trying to paint a picture of Varix.
Yeah.
So like so much I feel like is going to come down to closing statements.
Yeah.
Basically, you want to think about it as you are trying to persuade this judge. So you want to be persuasive in what you say, in the content of your words, in what you manage to get other people to say, and how actually, like, stat-wise persuasive you are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's all. How stat-wise persuasive we are is based on brief, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
The rest of us are just waiting.
Though, unless of course, one of you is a witness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've both already been called.
We've been called.
Yeah. Nix, you did a good job. Fanoa did a good job content-wise. Stat-wise, not so good. Yeah.
True. Call me again. I've had lunch now. I'm way better. We had a recess. We all went to Subway.
Okay. Final ideas.
So there's no use of Niramore's playback.
No.
Okay. I can remember the details on that. But...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They're counting
Nate.
that as inadmissible.
Sorry, I stepped over you.
That's all right. I was just going to ask, can we get the buffoons that told us where to find Varix
Absolutely.
as witnesses?
Yeah.
I don't remember their names, but
Their names. I'll tell you their names. They are Forbearance and Balake.
Being that our characters met them like 2 hours ago, as opposed to us who met them like several weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
They are both employees.
Out by the ruins, who I blasted at one point.
Yes. Forbearance, and they were Puritan?
Yes.
No, one of them is a tiefling. So he's got a tiefling's
Forbearance.
And the other's name is Balake, which I got from a Key and Peele sketch.
Nice.
All right, so why don't we get Colin up there and ask him to recount the details of the phone call first, and then we can kind of work from there.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty strong.
All right. All rise. Court is now in session. Don't. All right. You may be seated. Counselor Breve, you may call the first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. And might I say, you're radiating after this break. You were great before, but you've just got a glow about you. And boy, I'd love to, follow whatever diet regime you're on.
Thank you. Roll just a straight charisma check to try to charm this fella. Also, the effects of your spell, I believe, are still the effects of. How long do the effects of your spell work?
An hour.
Hour? Okay. So the break is like a half hour.
I would, if it's worn off, I think I'd probably cast it again.
Yeah, let's just say you casted it again. Make it easier. Just take that spell slot off.
I'll mark the spell slot.
Because I think the recesses are usually like a half hour to an hour, so
yeah,
like a short recess. Okay.
Where we all go out and play sports.
Yeah, you go in the jungle gym. You play Foursquare. It's great.
There's 5 of us.
Somebody has to. Basically, someone gets left out. It sucks, but that's always what happens. The nerdiest guy gets left out, so Moana. Even though she's also like the most physically powerful.
Just doesn't care.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you may call the first ones.
So for charisma on the judges' compliments,
yeah,
I rolled an 18.
Roll that,
It was 20. So
18, 20. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. He seems charmed. He definitely seems like that he gave you a little smile and kind of sat up a little straighter. Like he sat up like, oh well, and he says, well, I've been I've been on the mushroom diet, so.
Well, it's working for you. And I flash him a big fangy grin and wink.
So your first witness.
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to call Colin, please.
Colin Edgewood.
Yeah, Mr. Edgewood. Sorry, I thought that was implied.
All right. Bailiff. And the bailiff takes the crystal ball, which is like a big fucking crystal ball. He takes it over to the stand and it just places it in the air and it floats. And then you see the crystal ball is like about the size of a torso, and you see an image. So it's more like a bust size, and you see Colin's face as if he's standing right there. It's in 3D.
I have a question real quick. If I got to be Colin now, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Did the heroes wrap up their thing that they had to run and do so they couldn't help us?
Yes.
Great.
They're in the middle of
I'm
celebrating.
just like, if I'm like in the middle of a fight, that would be hilarious but unhelpful.
Yeah.
Whoa! Hey! Dodging shit.
But I imagine, can I see all of them too?
Yeah. So you basically got a little essentially a little magical sphere appears in front of Colin, and requests asks him if a voice asks him if he would like to be a witness for a trial.
It says be a witness or hang up.
Yeah, basically. It asked him that if he wants to be a witness for a trial between the Jewel Crabs and Varix.
So Colin yelps in surprise and like slowly touches the accept button.
Okay, and suddenly his vision, he's basically his eyes go white and he sees the courtroom around him.
Hello, Jewel Crabs.
We all wave.
Hello, Colin. Thank you for joining us.
What's
shaking bacon?
What's all this?
Well, we
Still busy listening.
You're part of a trial that we are engrossed in at the moment, and your testimony would be most helpful in clearing some stuff up.
Oh, sure. Whatever I can do, I guess.
Can everyone hear him? Is this good? Colin, you might recall before you were rushed off for heroic duties, as is your wont, we received a call, an urgent call, and...
Right, I do remember that. I mean, it was only about 2 hours ago, and I have a, kind of a perfect memory.
Oh, no one's questioning your memory. Yep, we just to inform the rest of the people here in the courtroom, could you recall that phone call to us?
Sure. We were having a small celebration dinner at your home because we had just gotten through the dungeon. When well, let's see, Mr. Stormrider there was trying to call your manager, Eldorian Greencoat, to see where she was because, well, she wasn't there, and yeah, there was some man's voice who said that Eldorian was a bit tied up at the moment, and then the person on the other side of the sending stone recognized Nyx's voice. And then he hung up a moment later, but then he called called all of you again, and he, I mean, he seemed to be kind of taunting you. That's what I remember.
And the taunting, did it sound a little aggressive, maybe a little threatening?
Yeah. He definitely sounded I don't know, intent on making you angry. I think his name was Varix, and I think he said something about breaking someone's fingers.
Interesting.
Colin, you have perfect memory. You know what he said about breaking somebody's fingers.
He did definitely say a thing about breaking fingers and how he would break one every hour that it took you to find Eldorian. Yes.
I don't want you to not use that advantage.
Yeah, no, that's...
Also, what did you have for breakfast on Saturday, July 22nd?
July doesn't exist, but I think I know what you mean.
302? The year is
9,078. Yeah.
I'm very old.
302.78.
Do you recall anything else from the conversation that you think might be helpful? Did it sound like the person whose fingers were going to be broken had caused some sort of disturbance or attacked someone or been aggressive in any way?
I don't remember any mention of her starting any kind of fight. No, it sounded like someone named Eldeth had come to fetch her, saying that there was an emergency, and yeah, so she just rushed off, I guess. Your friend Artemisia seemed really, really worried about how fast she had just rushed off. She didn't know what the emergency was, but then. Yeah, Eldith wasn't the person on the line, certainly.
Right. Okay. I'm dropping breed voice. Sorry. Josh, do I need to make it evident that the voice was indeed Varix, or is that good enough that Colin
said? I mean, like Colin said, it was his name.
Okay. So I don't need to make it.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to confirm it, be like, could Varix please say a sentence, and then Colin could. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah. Okay. Your Honor, if I might, I just want to do his voice, but it hurts. Your Honor, if I might, could we request Varix to just say something, just nonchalant, like, "Hey, I'm gonna murder these kittens." Just to verify the voice.
Varix, if you wouldn't mind. You don't have to say that phrase. Just say hello. Hello, my name is
Varix.
Say hello. My name is Varix.
And I killed your parents.
Your Honor, I'm sorry if this is irregular, but could I request that Varix say the sentence, "Nix, is that you?" I very clearly remember him saying that.
All right, Varix, say the sentence. "Nix, is that you?"
Oh, that's certainly the accent and the tonality that I heard. I mean, I'm getting it through a magical means again, so it's. I mean, any interference even would probably match. It's. I'm a bit of an expert, but.
All right, Mr. Counselor Breve, do you have any more questions for the witness?
Well, Your Honor, I think he's made a very strong case. And I don't think I'm just going to take a quick sidebar here, real quick. Any my co-counselors, anything else you want me to ask of Colin before we?
Yeah, you could definitely do
covered
sidebar.
the phone call, and we got, I guess, confirmation on the voice, but I'm not sure what else we could do. I think we're good with Colin for the moment.
Okay.
Is there anything Colin would like to add?
Well, I guess this kind of came to me as a surprise. Is Eldorian okay? You were all so worried about her, and we really wanted to come help, but we were unable to.
That reminds me, Bailiff, could you revive Ms. Eldorian? She appears to be in a bit of a state right now. And the bailiff goes over and he takes out a jar. He just unscrews it and takes out a slop, like a bit of like, it looks like a shiny silvery goo, and he just sort of rubs that across her forehead.
Simba.
Yeah, just like Rafiki. And suddenly you see she had a bruise. She had a black eye, and you could see it just sort of receding. And you could see, she starts to come to. And she, what? And she looks at her dad. And she's like, "Father, what the fuck are you doing? Where am I? What is going on?"
Hey, girl.
So, Ms. Eldorian, we don't mean to alarm you. You seem to have sustained some injuries. We are having a court deciding the fate of you and your friends against Mr. Verix. If you wouldn't mind just taking a seat, and we will proceed. All right. Fanoa. And she goes to next to Fanoa, and she's like, "Fanoa, I can't even... I was tied up. What is going on? Who are these people?"
We found you in the company of Verix, and you had been beaten and
I remember that part.
Basically unconscious.
But you could just say you explain what happened to her.
I explain what happened.
Okay.
And she has no idea the kind of emotional turmoil I've been through because I am back to square one.
You can certainly. Here's a question. When you tell her everything, do you tell her what you confess to?
No.
Okay.
But that's not. That's just because I will probably get to it at another time. I'm not trying to keep it from her.
That's fair. Okay. All right. The next witness, Mr. Oric, Counselor Oric, your next witness. Yes, Your Honor, I would like to call the Dwarvess Eldeth Colbrow. And he indicates the crystal ball. And suddenly Eldeth appears. And he says, "Eldeth, sorry to bother you at this time. I just have some questions for you. If you wouldn't mind answering them for the sake of this particular court." And Eldeth says, "Yeah, I can do that." He says, all right. So let's see. Eldeth, could you explain earlier this evening, we have word that you spent some time with Ms. Eldorian Greencoat, that you had a problem, and that that you needed her to come with you immediately, and then you were approached by some of well, if you wouldn't mind, what your motivations were for calling Eldorian away from her duties as a manager, and what happened after that. And Eldeth says, "Yeah, all right. let's see. Well, yeah. Hold on, I have to get back into Eldeth. She's like sort of.
She's kind of shittier.
Yeah, she's like.
So like, put on like a shitty kind of accent.
Yeah, of course. Like this.
Got it. Yeah, that did it.
Okay. She's basically Gina Linetti from Bananas Fun from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah, it was well, I made it seem like an emergency, but it was like sort of but she's a little lower. Anyway, but it was actually I was gonna get Eldorian a present. You know, she's a real close friend of mine, and well, there's this store in the city, Lutes and Flutes, and they recently acquired a genuine DOS lute. And I was gonna buy it for her as a present, you know, just a surprise. But then these two guys showed up, and they said that she was, you know, that Mr. Midnight was needed to talk to her. You know, she was arguing with them a little bit. She was kind of getting aggressive. But they were you know, they were keeping their cool. Then they left together. And I never got to give her that flute. And Eldorian says, "She's a fucking liar." Objection. We don't need this from the peanut gallery.
Your Honor, I'd love to hear the peanut gallery on this.
Miss Eldorian, if you wouldn't mind, please keep your comments to yourself while we're having this trial. You know, you may have time at the witness stand later, but for the time being, you need to hear Miss Eldeth out. Yes, thank you, Your Honor. So after that, what'd you do? I went home. That was pretty much it. You know, I didn't do anything after that. I just, you know, I went back home. I don't know what happened there after that. So, and you would say that these gentlemen who she went with, she went willingly? Yeah, she said that she wanted to talk to Varix, that she that Mr. Midnight, I mean, that she wanted to give him a piece of her mind. That's, you know, so she let them off, you know. It's true.
Can we get a facial / emotional read on Eldorian right now?
I would love to just.
Yeah, Eldorian is like Eldorian. You can see she is on Eldeth. Yeah. So for Eldeth, you're gonna have to do insight check. Also, they've disappeared. Oh no.
Yep.
If you guys want to do an insight check on Eldeth, you feel free to. We lost them.
Where'd everybody go?
For what it's worth, I rolled a 21.
So based on so what you can tell, you know, you only have some memories of liars, but Eldeth looks like a liar.
Yeah.
She looks like she's making this shit up as she's talking about it. We know that they were gambling debts.
I lean over to Breeze and go, I don't like her face.
Welcome back.
me.
I agree, Val.
Oh, Niramore said.
And
yeah. So if you wanna, Niramore,
Sorry, we cut out for a while. I don't know if what you revealed. Kind of.
So yeah, Niramore did a roll. Yeah, we won the case. No, Miramore did a roll on insight check on Eldeth, and Niramore definitely thinks that Eldeth is lying. She said to you guys, "I don't like her face." You guys haven't done your own, so she didn't give more details.
Can I do an insight on Eldorian?
Yeah, Eldorian, you don't even have to do an insight on her because
I have a feeling it's pretty legible.
She is like sitting on her seat, white knuckle, and she looks like she's about to cry.
Can I do one on Eldeth as well?
Yeah, you can do another on Eldeth.
Not that I don't, I only got a 14, so.
Okay, I
mean, I assume she's lying anyway.
She doesn't seem to be completely honest. She's not doing a great job of lying. If she is lying, she doesn't. You are inclined to believe that.
Yeah, she's not doing a very good job. You don't really have to do an insight check to realize that she's like, I'm lying.
Yeah, you're inclined to believe that she's not giving the whole truth, is what I'll say.
Yeah, so as she's telling her story, Nyx, who is banned from speaking, is just like.
We're all just in the back, like, come on.
Yeah, Fanoa's met Eldeth, so is Nyx. All right. I think we have a pretty clear picture of what happened that night. It seems like I would wager to say that Ms. Eldorian, went willingly and perhaps even with violence.
No one is here for your final statement before it's time for your final statement. Sit down.
Yes, Mr. Oric, I think we all can make our own conclusions about what we heard today. Mr. Nyx, I appreciate that, but I am the judge. I will make the call here, okay?
All right.
I will hold you.
Can you work some winking magic at the judge, please? Just really.
If I can cover for that much.
All right.
In my corner.
All right.
Can we call Eldorian?
Would you like to? Yeah, you will. You guys can either cross-examine.
Yeah. You're right.
You're gonna get to call your next witness anyway, but you can also cross-examine if you.
Yeah, we're gonna cross-examine. I forgot. I thought it was so clear that she was lying. We're just like, go sit down. I don't have anything to do with you.
I mean, honestly, that's what I was gonna say.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Your Honor, no disrespect to your courtroom whatsoever, but I only have interest in speaking with people who are interested in speaking the truth to me. So I'm going to call a next witness, if you don't mind. I feel like this witness. I'm not going to say anything, but
roll an intimidation check.
Oh,
because that was a badass thing you just pulled. That was a fucking move.
15.
Yeah, okay. The judge is a little taken aback by that. He's a little like, this guy's pretty serious.
Nothing good ever follows meaning no disrespect, sir.
Who do you? That is true. Who do you want to call next? Stand.
Let's
the woman of the hour.
I mean, Eldorian seems pretty ready to go. Maybe we just let her fire off a few.
All right. Eldorian stands at the stand. And she is looking around at everybody, like glaring. And also you can see she's looking back at the crystal ball more than anything. I mean, like the crystal ball has gone dim. But she is like, you can see she's distraught.
Can I, before Eldorian goes up, can I give her like a little shoulder squeeze?
Yeah.
and a cookie.
Roll a charisma check to try to calm her down.
Oh, okay. Straight charisma?
Yeah, straight charisma.
I'll give her a good berry.
Well, it's only a dang 8, I'm afraid.
So she's like, you go to touch her shoulder, and she just shakes her head at you, like, not the time.
Okay.
Can I ask for a raise? Is this
the
time for that?
I guess I'm the asshole here.
All right, so yeah, she steps up to the stand.
Cool. Eldorin, do you need a moment? Do you need some water? Can we get you anything? You've been through a lot.
No, I'm fine. Let's proceed.
Very well. First question. Miss Eldred was just on the stand. I've heard she's a big fat liar. Could you explain more about that?
Objection. This is insulting a witness. That this is not very. This
is not insult. I'm just quoting parlance among the community. This is the over here. Can you read back the proceedings? I believe someone called out a big fat liar on this witness.
Counselor, I understand what you were saying, but let's be civil, right?
All right.
This is a civil court.
Can I just do a really quick flash of aggression towards this counselor?
Towards Auric? Yeah, you want to just intimidate him a little bit? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I want to make him pee his pants a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like there.
Show that hack work.
Yeah.
All right. So it's super fast. No one will notice it but him, but it was a 19.
Oh!
That's that'll do it.
His pants a little.
Dude.
He steps back and like he was looking at you and he immediately just stops looking at you, like stops making eye contact. And it's like you can see him start to sweat.
All right, I'm just gonna laugh. I'm just kidding. I don't mean to disrespect anyone. Everything's fine. Everything's great. I will kill you. Great. Eldorin, the previous witness, you have some discrepancies with her stories. Is that fair to say?
Yes, everything she said was a lie. She brought me out, said it was an emergency. She brought me into an alley. She said she couldn't tell me what it was, but she needed me immediately. I didn't know what was happening. I was scared for her. She brings me to an alley, and these two fucking goons come out, and they tell me Mr. Midnight wants to see me. And I say I don't want to go with you, and they just start wailing on me. You know, they try to grab me, and of course I fought them back. I'm a trained bard, so I used some magic on them, but they, there was one of them disappeared. I guess he had some magic of his own, and he appeared behind me, and he grabbed me, and he shoved a dirty rag into my mouth, so I couldn't sing. And then they started just beating on me, and then they put a bag over my head, and they tossed me into a carriage, and then when they took the bag out of my head, I was in a fucking sewer. Here, I guess. And then Varix comes in, and he starts monologuing about some bullshit about my father and about elven supremacy. And about the Dragon Wars. I wasn't even listening because all the while one of his goons was... And by the way, those things are not people. I don't know what he has here, some kind of constructs working for him, but they are not. And they were hitting me the whole time. He was putting on this elven supremacist speech like he was doing practicing for a rally.
Just sort of nudge Penelope.
And then he left.
Yeah. We're like, yeah. Sounds right.
And he said he left because he said my friends had arrived and he had to give them a proper welcome. Also, he fucking broke my fingers and then healed them immediately. So, obviously, they don't look broken. He did that
Can we kill Varix? Can I roll to kill Varix?
Yeah, can we get some kind of trial by combat thing introduced to this?
How is that for a testimony?
And I'm just going to look over at the defense and his attorney.
Well, gentlemen, I think we have a much different account on the proceedings of what happened vis-a-vis Miss Eldorian going to your establishment. It seems it was perhaps not of her own free accord, and it seems like perhaps she did not start this aggression towards anyone.
Listen, I just had to penalize the other counselor for this same thing. Again, I'll draw my own conclusions. Thank you very much.
Fair.
I would like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. This is going to be a lot of me talking to myself. What were your debts to Mr. Varix? They were related to gambling on the International Dungeoneers League games. I see.
What?
I see. And what could you explain a little more about that to me?
Dorian.
I was placing bets, and I was borrowing money, and I was doing it because I needed money to impress Eldeth. I just wanted her to think I was doing well. I see. And did you have any intention of repaying these debts? Of course. When we won, or if we weren't doing well, initially I was going to bet against us. But then we were doing well, so I thought maybe we'd win. And we'd have the prize money, and then, I could bet for us to win. And I borrowed too much, and Varix told me I had a certain amount of time, but then he wanted to collect. I see. And so what you're saying is you kept buying money, you kept borrowing money that the chance you had to win was based on gambling. So you had no means of income to repay this money. You thought you could gamble your way out of debt. Honestly, I wasn't thinking very much. I was desperate. I see. So, did your teammates know about this? No. So you lied to your teammates. I didn't lie, I just didn't tell them. Well, a lie by omission is still a lie, so, I don't know. It seems like you have a history of lying. That's all, Your Honor. That's all I wanted to clarify. Okay. All right. Would you like to call your next witness? Yes, Your Honor, I have one last witness. I would like to call Mr. Balake, who's one of the alleged goobs. And Balake appears in the crystal ball, and he says, "Sorry, this is a lot of me talking." He says, "Yes, Mr. Balake, could you explain what happened tonight with Ms. Eldorian? It was very simple. I went to go find her, and she was, she came with me. She came quietly. I I said I wanted her to talk to Mr. Varix, and she came with me and my associate, and my associate, and that was that. But she went unwillingly. I mean, she went willingly, but she went with violent intentions.
What?
Yes. That's true. She wanted to fight Mr. Varix. She wanted to do him harm. Yes, what you're saying is she wanted to. She went with violent effect. Would you say maybe she knew her friends would be coming with her after her as well? I think she did. I think she intended them to come. She probably even, got a word out for him. We found a stone of far speech on her, so she probably sent them a coded message or something. So I think. And how long have you been working for Mr. Varix? 3 years. Have you ever seen Mr. Varix do anything, untoward towards somebody he was in debt with? Oh, yeah. No.
Your Honor, objection. The defense is feeding. You are.
I will say, Noah, you are not the counselor. If the counselor would like to object, that's up to the counselor.
It does seem
well,
like
clearly this is a fair trial. So yeah, I mean, why don't we go about this the regular way?
You and I are both going to get
Put me in jail. Nothing is working. Like, hold on. Nothing is being done fairly here. We have people.
Miss Vanilla, I will hold you in contempt of court if you don't stop.
Your Honor, please forgive my co-counsel's outburst. This is a very heated.
No, it's just emotional.
But I believe she might have a fair point. I think counselor might be leading the witness ever so slightly.
That's what I meant.
All right. Well, Counselor Ulrich, if you have no further questions for the witness, I think we're done here with that. Counselor Brief, would you like to call your last witness?
Well, can I cross-examine this?
Cross-examine this guy.
You may, certainly.
Great. Thank you. And by the way, your breath, just fabulous today, too. The mushroom, everything is just working great.
Is that what that smell is?
Oh.
I was gonna have you roll with disadvantage, but then Varix assisted. So just roll a regular charisma check.
That one's not gonna be good. That's an 8.
Oh wait, does he have advantage because of the spell from before?
He does, yeah. You have advantage. Yeah.
Okay. Got my big money. Woo! 19.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right. If you could just carry on, please.
Anything for you, Your Honor.
Wow.
Mr. Balakwa.
It's Balake.
My apologies. My native tongue kicks in from time to time. Mr. Balake, could you tell us, do you have some sort of aura type powers? Can you see into someone's soul? Can you somehow sense their intention by just looking at them? Do you have these magic capabilities?
Your objection, Your Honor, irrelevant.
Well, the witness has claimed to be an expert on the intent of a certain Mrs. Eldorian's intentions to cause bodily harm to someone else. How would he know this?
Counselor Ulrich, I'm going to allow this. Let's see what you have to. Let's hear Counselor breathe out.
I only ask because he seems to have known on first impression the intent of an otherwise casual encounter with another person what their intent was.
She said she wanted to hurt Mr. Varix.
So she sought you out looking to do harm to Mr. Varix?
No, I went to find her.
You went to find her?
Yeah, because she owed Mr. Varix money. You know, Mr. Varix, he pays me in forbearance to, go and meet up with people who owe money, bring him in for meetings, maybe, let him know that Mr. Varix doesn't like waiting. That kind of thing.
So you sought her out, and she told you she had been looking to do harm to your employer. Thank you for coming to get
it was after I told her Mr. Varix wanted. She got mad. She got real mad.
She got real mad.
The money. She didn't want to pay her debts. She wanted to skip out. A lot of people do that, and Mr. Varix. Sorry, I made him more like Auric. Mr. Varix, when people, they think they're gonna cheat Mr. Varix, but nobody cheats Mr. Varix.
Nix is just like slowly raising his hand and just staring at the judge.
Me and forbearance, we make sure of that.
You seem like you're very good at your job. Could you tell us some more of your qualifications? What have you done for Mr. Varix to put yourself in such great favor?
So I'm gonna have you roll a charisma check to flatter him.
Flattery check.
Hot diggity! I'm on a roll today. 18.
Yay!
I'm one of his best employees. I am well. Me and forbearance, we got a thing we do. He's a tough, strong guy, but he's got a kind face. So we do a little good cop, bad cop with a twist. He comes in, he's all reasonable, right? And then I come up behind him. That's how I get him. I got the knife to their throats, and then they talk. Then they come with this. Metaphorically, of course.
Oh, of course. Your Honor. I just make an obvious motion towards you see it. One more question. Can I ask about your previous employment? Were you a children's performer? Were you a florist?
I was a hitman, private.
Oh, you were a hitman. I see. Interesting. And this is
Assassin's Guild.
Perfect. So
not in this country, obviously. In Sidcoast, where it's semi-legal.
Right. Different sensitivities in the culture. I understand. So Mr. Varix knew this. He sought you out for your skills.
Oh yeah. He that was one of the things that got me the job.
And well earned, my friend. Well earned.
Thanks. I'm good at what I do.
Yeah. No further questions. Your Honor.
And just like so is Auric. Auric's just like, oh my god, this is a mistake.
You've been most helpful.
All right. Then I'll take closing statements.
Wait, do I get another call of witnesses or no?
Oh yeah, if you want to call one more witness.
Yeah, I wanted to call Willowin.
Okay. Willowin Cobbler appears in the orb, and she's hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, hello, Willowin. You're in a court office right now. How are you?
I'm doing well. How can I help you?
Well, we just have a little matter to discuss with you. I hope you don't mind.
No, it's fine. I was just making shoes.
I just want to remind you that you are in a safe place, but you are also under oath. So anything you say must be the truth.
Of course.
Not that I would doubt an upstanding citizen such as yourself, but could you maybe expound a little bit on your relationship with Mr. Midnight here?
I don't have anything like a relationship with that man. He came into my shop and he was, he was laying down the charm pretty thick, but there was something about him that I don't know. I just didn't like. You know, he's a lot older than me and an elf, and you know, I'm a half elf, but he came in and he took me aside when my papa wasn't looking, and he got real close, and he was telling me he wanted me to come see him at his casino, and he gave me a password. And, I didn't go.
Would you say that you felt an undue amount of pressure to maybe come, even though you didn't come to visit him? Did you feel intimidated in any way?
He didn't seem like he seemed like a rich fella, you know, powerful. And I don't know. Is he with you? I don't want to.
You have nothing to worry about here. You're safe.
My friend Janie, you know, she works in the haberdasher down the way. She said she had a cousin lived in Bonju who spent some time with a fella people call Midnight, and people don't know what happened to her cousin. She just disappeared. So, you know, I feel like I made the right choice.
I think you did. I really do. I'm sorry to put you through this. We just are trying to get to the heart of a very important matter here.
All right. So is that all you need?
So you guys, is there anything else I should ask her?
Is Janie my cousin? I have a huge family. I don't know.
There would probably be it. I mean, her name would be Fan Janie.
Her name would be
or Fajanie.
Yeah,
or Fajanie.
Fanjanie. Yeah. So maybe she just goes by Janie now. Who knows? I have a cousin in the city. No, I'm not.
I think my only question, but I don't know that it's necessary because I feel like you've gotten kind of to the core of it, would just be to like, how did being spoken to by this man make you feel? Because we're just kind of painting a picture here.
Yeah. So I was trying to get at was just like coercing people to do things they're not wanting to do. But yeah,
I think you've pretty much
or completely willing to do if you're stupid.
You've probably gotten most of what you can across.
Does the court offer witness relocation programs in case the court decides not us?
That's what happened to Janie.
Thought she was safe. Yeah, I guess no further questions.
All right. Final statements, Mr. Orrick, you go first. Yes, Your Honor. I think it's clear. These are, to put it frankly, liars, gamblers, murderers. How can we trust anything that these people have to say? How can we trust that these witnesses that they called aren't, also liars and murderers? It's obvious, Your Honor. These are untrustworthy. Mr. Variks is a hardworking businessman. He has brought, he's put money into this community, and he's just trying to run a simple business. And these people are trying to take his money and ruin his good name. And honestly, I find that to be appalling. That's my final statement.
I find you to be appalling.
All right, Counselor Breve, your final words.
Yes, Your Honor. Can I just sort of can I intersperse this final statement with any comments that my peers want to give me?
Yeah,
along the way. Okay, cool. Well, Your Honor, it is true. There are liars and murderers here today. They've been on the stand, but
because it's a cutthroat world out there.
They are actually in the employment of Mr. Midnight here. They are the exact people he seeks out to work for him and carry out his deeds. Whether or not there's blood on his actual hands, hard to say. But I think the company he keeps, the people he employs, the tactics that he pursues, leave very little doubt. And hearing from the community, hearing from his own employees, and hearing from his victims today, I believe we've painted a pretty complete picture of the character of this gentleman and the things that he has indeed done, including kidnapping, extortion, torture, intimidation, you name it. The list goes on and on.
Manipulation.
I would say we would be doing this community a great service if we could take him out of their realm. Anything else I should add?
Do you guys have anything else you want to say?
I think you touched upon it. I don't know how this court's gonna sway, but I think you.
All right. Could you
did
give
an honest
me
job.
one last persuasion check?
Can we all combine our numbers?
Make it a everyone who spoke at the witness stand.
Hell yeah.
Roll persuasion, and it'll be a group roll with advantage because you got advantage.
I rolled a 19 plus 2, so 21.
I mean,
I can roll again if I can do better.
I think you're fine.
I got a 22 over here.
Okay, very good. Let's see.
I rolled both 13s, by the way.
Nice.
I can't access I can't go out of full screen for some reason. There we go. Okay. I don't know what I'm adding to it, but it kind of doesn't super matter.
You've got a +3.
Okay. So I have a 21.
Damn.
All right, so that was a very good series of rolls.
Yeah.
The judge stands up and he says, "All right, I've heard enough. In the case of Varix versus the Jewel Crabs, I am ruling in the favor of the Jewel Crabs. Mr. Varix,
yes!
You are now convicted of
perjury,
kidnapping, injury,
attempted murder,
extortion, and several other crimes, which we will deal with separately. Loitering, probably. You've wasted my time. Certainly wasting my time. Jewel Crabs, you are free to go. Mr. Varix, please approach the stand so we can, my bailiff can bring you to a holding cell. Excuse me. Sorry. That's not going to happen. And Liramir steps up. And he says, Your Honor, the elf Varix is in fact a longtime resident of Banju, which has recently fallen under the control of the Infinitian government of Green Coast. And as the governor of Infinitian, I am currently the de facto ruler of the Banju territory. I formally request that the convicted, as he is a member of my cabinet, be granted diplomatic immunity and released to my custody. And then he looks at Eldorian. I will also be taking my daughter, Eldorian. She is a delinquent citizen of Infinitian, and as a member of the noble Greencoat family, she is legally obligated by our laws to return upon request of myself, the patriarch of the Greencoat family. Furthermore, And then he stares hard at Finoa. I request that the confessed murderer, Finoa, face judgment and punishment for her crime in Banju via the Infinitian High Court. Non-compliance with any of these requests will be considered an open act of war.
War! Let's go to war.
Can I cast darkness on the room?
Hold on. And you can be assured that the Confederated Governorates of Green Coast will come to my aid against any act of dwarven aggression. And pause real quick, because there's a document I need to get to. It has a little bit of information that I need. Sorry.
This could be going better.
My computer, my other computer.
Where I put it. I have an idea, but I don't think it's going to work.
We're going to take a quick break now that this revelation has been made.
The court wants a recess. Finoa is heading for the hills.
Guys, even when we succeeded, we're getting screwed.
Even if you win, you win.
Sorry. My other computer is garbage.
Also war!
But I don't have Word on this computer. I should have done this on Google Docs. I meant to move it over to Google Docs. I didn't do that, guys. And I'm so sorry. I was trying to turn on my computer earlier. I was having some troubles. Let's just, real quick.
So is that a no on the trial by combat thing, I guess?
I was going to go into it.
I mean, let's not take it off the table.
Let's never take that off the table.
Please, no.
I mean, these are dwarves. But though this is fallen under Elvish law, so.
Gross.
Yeah, the grossest kind of law. Unfortunately. Just give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Man, what a cliffhanger time for me to have this problem.
Oh, and you all die. Oh, there it is.
Oh!
Sorry.
Great end. Nice job.
Good campaign, everybody.
It was a really good campaign.
Got a little weird at the end.
The end was a little weird, yeah, but like up to that, real good.
You're like a real total shift.
A little like Law and Ordery kind of West Wingy at the end, but you know.
It was kind of more like The Sopranos, you know?
Yeah, right.
Don't stop believing.
Okay, let me know when we're going back into this because I have something to say.
Yeah, so Eldorian steps up.
Mirror. Okay, Eldorian can step up.
I evoke Gwestanya Gesh.
And she's like panting. And the dwarf's like, can she do that? And Lyramore's face falls.
You bet she can!
And so does Varix. And my friends who are elves, and also Breve. This is actually something you would all know about. Mm-hmm. This is, and it's weird that it never came up before now. But you at least know that this is Gwestanya Gesh is Elvish for, it translates to the bond of true binding. It's a type of Elvish ritual pact dating from the First Dragon War. If you want to learn more about it, roll a history check. See if you already know.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys know.
Yes.
Oh, I don't think I know anything about that.
14.
Yeah, I got like.
Okay.
Damn it! I only got.
You have advantage
9.
because you have a background in specifically this type of history.
Sick.
I got a 13.
That time I got a 15.
Okay, that'll do it. So you, I think it was gonna be 12 because you guys are all elves, so you all know what this is. The pact was essentially a wager. Basically, it was Elvish people resolve different issues by tying them to future events. The pact is essentially a wager that said a resolution of some strife between two elves or two groups of elves could be determined by the outcome of a future event, such as a battle. This was created as a way to resolve squabbles between Elvish factions who would temporarily ally themselves in order to combat dragons. The idea was that the resolution of a conflict between elves would be delayed until the outcome of a future event and tied to that event, so the outcome would be simple and cause minimal chaos. By evoking this, elves are able to maintain essential alliances and prevent inter-elf war. To ensure that the bond was not broken, elves would make a pact over a Gesh stone. Such pacts are rarely made between elves in the modern day, but many elves still take them very seriously.
I know I do.
Oh dear God.
So, you happen to have two very traditionalist elves that you're making this deal with. Gwest, Sonya, Gesh. Between myself, my father, Fanoa, and Verix, a four-way bond of true binding. And Lyra Moore says, and Verix looks at him and says, She can't do that, can we? We're not going to. It's elvish culture. We're blood-bound to do this. You know that.
I'm a half elf. Do I have?
What are your terms, daughter? The International Dungeoneers League. You will delay everything you just said until the conclusion of the competition. If we win the competition, if the Jewel Crabs win, then Fanoa is free, I'm free, and you give up all claim of Luxiana. For Fanoa, it's hers. And what
Fanoa looks.
What would we possibly do that for? If you do that, Father, I will come willingly. I will do everything you said. I will be a model member of our family. I will live up to our name. Fanoa,
you can kill her.
Will face punishment. She will. You don't even have to try her, and she will confess her crime to her family. Green Coast will be yours. You will find no elven aggression from her family. And
Verix?
And all of them. And Verix, you can kill Nyx. Nyx, will you enter into this with me, please?
Now, hang on a second. Don't I get a say in this?
Hang on one moment.
Wait a second.
How about this? How about he gets a chance to try?
Now, wait a minute.
You can kill Nyx. You have one solid shot against him. He won't defend himself.
I didn't say that, but
and she just, Nyx, yeah, this is literally the only way out of this. Okay, could you do me this? I know you've done me a lot of favors.
Oh, yes.
We're going.
We should probably talk about those at some point. Several of them have happened today, have they not?
Yes, this has been a big. You're such a good friend.
I'm good. Don't.
Honestly, I don't know where I'd be without you.
Yes, sure. You can kill me. I can be
very much.
Fine.
We're going to win the contest. We will.
Shut up. Shut up.
Eltorian, hang on. This is. I'll switch to Elvis.
Yeah.
This is a lot. I don't think this is. I don't think this is wise, and I don't think this is.
Fanoa, he'll kill you. He'll kill you, and he'll make me watch.
But I don't know that we can win. What if we don't?
Do you know when I stopped betting against you?
No.
Second dungeon.
The second?
I knew. I just. I mean, you didn't score the highest, but I realized that we had something, and all I had to do was push you guys in the right direction. We can have it all. I believe in us. We're the jewel crabs.
Well,
we're going to win, and this is the only way. This is the only way your people can get their land back.
I don't think that's not true. We can fight. It doesn't have to fall on the shoulders of one team in a reality competition for my family, for my life. I mean, I could.
My father. You don't understand how much power the Governorate of Infinitian wields. The only thing keeping him from taking over your land was an ancient magical protection. He pushed your people out. I'm sure the ones that were there fought back. And if your family had been there, they would be dead. And also, sorry, I did say, sorry, did I say that Varix has to be punished to the full extent of dwarven law for his crime? He does.
Dwarven law?
Dwarven law, yeah. So they're not going to go easy on an elf.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sure.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. I don't care about what happens to Varix, good or bad, at this point. He's kind of out of my life, so.
Yeah.
Sorry,
that was just a detail.
Yeah. But Fanoa was like, whatever.
Fanoa.
I don't really have a choice. I don't have that much of a choice. So, you know what? Whatever. And she kind of throws her arms up and slinks back in her seat a little bit, just like she's very defeated at the moment. And she's not very happy with Eldorian, to be honest.
We accept your terms. Yes, I suppose we do. But I want you to all know this. It's going to be a lot harder now. Because I have just decided to declare myself a sponsor of the International Dungeoneers League.
What? Wait, is this her father?
Yes.
Sponsor of the league?
Like a sponsor in the league, yeah.
Oh, in the league, okay.
Do you want to sponsor the Jewel Crabs?
There's an idea.
There it is.
No, but
no.
Are you sure? We're very good.
There's a chance we might win.
No, I think I'll take my chances with a better team. I guess, daughter, I'll see you at the end of this contest. Varix, let's go. Excuse me, you do have to make this, you have to make this oath over a Gesh stone. You can't just say these words. You know, I know this is Elvish law, but if we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. And he pulls out, luckily, I have a Gesh stone. I am a Justicar. We always have these.
Just in case this was ever going to happen.
Everyone put your hands on the stone. And, repeat after me.
I pledge allegiance to the stone.
I hereby bond myself to the Gwestanya Gesh.
I hereby bond myself to the Gesh.
All that has been agreed here today, all oaths that have been made shall be kept, or those who break them shall suffer greatly. And then you say that.
I repeat that.
You feel the stone get warm, and a light sort of trickles onto your arms and up, and you can feel that sort of nauseous warmth in your chest for a moment before it fades away. Court is adjourned. Get out of my magical court. And then you're back in the sewers.
My favorite. I go for a swim.
And then Varric says, suppose you're free to leave. Listen, Nyx.
Wait.
Yeah.
I'll handle this. And I just take my spear and I trip Varric. Like, I just swing it. So it hits him in the shins.
Okay, roll to attack him.
I'm like, hang on a second. Okay. What's my spear thing? I think it's 6. Yes. I can't see. Please. Oh.
Thanks for the backup.
So I got a 7.
Yeah, he just casually steps over it, and goes up to Nyx. Nope. And he goes up to Nyx and he says, "Half brother. Well, this is a funny situation we've gotten ourselves into, but whatever happens, we'll see each other again." And he puts his hand out as if to shake your hand. And I'm sure you don't want to do that.
No.
But a voice in your head says, "Shake his hand.
Shake his hand.
Do it. I promise you. You won't regret it."
Are you living with Murdoch? Is that who this is? Shake his hand.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna offer up my winningest smile and shake his hand.
And you feel in the palm of your hand, it feels like a tongue of flame just licks the palm of your hand for a moment. It hurts a little bit. And he doesn't seem to react to this heat. He's just like shaking your hand. And he pulls you in close. And he whispers in your ear. He doesn't have to do this, but he does anyway. And he says, and again, he seems to be completely unaware of the heat that's growing in your hand. And he says, "Nyx, I'll tell you what the general will think. When you fail, when I lead the armies of this lesser elf to reclaim Masmaraz from my people, when I wear the double crown and lead the charge to the Northlands to make corpses of the last dragons and slaves of their kin, when all of High Mundi knows that High Elves are supreme and superior, when I show through my deeds that I am the hero of legend,
Sorry,
mother
can I just
interrupt
you? No.
Yeah.
Varric, I believe you pronounce it Masmothane. It's terribly embarrassing for you that you didn't even say it right. You use the dwarvish name. Don't let anyone else hear that you've done that. It's going to be very embarrassing for you.
I hate you.
I know.
And that was good.
Thanks.
And you feel that heat in your hand start to prickle up again. Take, what curse effect would you like to give Varric? And know that this will be a long-term effect.
Yeah.
Every time he says the word "and," he pees himself a little.
How extreme am I able to go with this one?
You give me suggestions and I'll tell you if it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. I am going to think of a fork I met one time, and I would like him to feel as though he is starving to death.
Oh.
Too far?
That might be too much.
Okay.
Yeah. Slow it down a little bit.
With the fork idea, what if like
basically the first in Bestow Curse, the first effect is disadvantage on one of your abilities. So think of something comparable to that, maybe a little scarier.
Sure.
So, just being really hungry, maybe.
his charm. He has low charisma.
Yeah, I want it to be sort of specific to me to some degree, though.
Yeah, makes sense.
Hey, Josh. While he's thinking of it, why does this curse happen? What's going on here?
You don't know. Is the answer to that question?
Just as a player, I'm just curious, but I know Breed might.
Well, none of you know what his class is, and I'm not going to tell you yet.
Oh, Nyx's?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
What has to do with that?
Yeah, man. What is on par with?
I'm preserving what mystery there is left.
Yeah, I mean, like, essentially what I want is...
Yeah.
If you've got a suggestion, this is one where...
Yeah,
I
don't really. I was going to let you be creative in this instance. It can be, like... Yeah, it can be more than that. Just like feeling like you're starving to death is kind of extreme.
Sure.
It would have to be like a daily inconvenience.
Right.
And maybe like something that would hinder his.
Well, I was gonna say like any
ability to function, but not to the point where he was like not able to function, but like enough that he could feel it.
What I'm kind of thinking of is any action he takes against like me or people I give a shit about.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of want to be more difficult in some way, is what I'm thinking of.
He gets what new pussycat stuck in his head for at least a day.
Honestly, if you wanted to give him bad luck, like, you could do that.
Yeah, a nasty bad luck curse could be pretty fun.
And like I could interpret that.
Every time he drinks that favorite wine of his, it like turns into stones or rocks or something.
No, I kind of dig the bad luck curse.
Okay. And he, so you feel that for a moment, and you sense what you've just given him, and you can feel that heat sort of move into him, though he seems to be unaware of it. And you just hear a chuckling in the back of your mind, just. And then he lets go of your hand, wipes it on his jacket. Like this was a gross thing he made himself do. And then he just sort of turns on his heel, and as he does that, he just catches a bit of wet stone in these sewers, and just spins and falls and lands hard on the ground. And he looks up at you like with anger and embarrassment.
Brother, please.
And Liramir says, Varix, stop messing around. We have to go. And he just climbs up and sort of tail between his legs follows Liramir.
Your coat is covered in sewage. It's fine.
And you guys are now sort of...
I'll just cast prestidigitation and clean you up.
Luckily, there is a exit out of the sewers, and you guys find yourselves outside in the Hall of Mirrors.
Cool.
Manhole.
And
so
you
we're
see,
all cheerful and
You see Talmash walking away, talking to his associates, looking kind of annoyed and disappointed.
On his phone, he's like, "Anyway, talk to me." On his stone.
Hey, how's that copyright law coming? I went with the wrong accent there by accident.
How's that copyright there coming?
Either way, it seems that it's delayed for now. So I guess we have to see who wins this competition. Now, even if he goes free, I still have a case against him. I don't.
That's something of a comfort, isn't it?
I don't control nothing about it, so I'll be rooting for you guys. But I try to be hands off as the producer. Anyway, bye. And he goes.
And he motors away.
Right, well, let's get the fuck out of here.
So you head back to the tower.
Yeah, I'm not going in there.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm for sure not going in the tower.
Where are you going?
That's okay, because Artemisia is standing outside the tower, looking upset, kind of holding Bix, which is crazy for her to do because Bix is half her size. But they don't really seem to mind. And I'm upset that. Hey, Nate, could you call Q in here for just this bit? Is she able to do that? It's okay if she's not.
Yeah. On a side note, I don't want to go back yet either. I want to go to the cobbler.
Here's what we'll do. We'll save this bit for the next session. That's what we'll do. Because this bit, It'd be better if everyone was here, so you don't have to get Q.
Okay.
Yeah, where do you guys want to go anywhere before you go back?
To the tavern.
It's been a hard day.
It's been a hard day, and I'm literally going to the tavern.
Yeah, honestly, I had already been thinking this. Nyx might just miss whatever's going to happen here at the tower. Because
gotta go find
the way he sees it, this has all been garbage, and no one has even bought him a drink for getting through his first dungeon, and he's real mad about it. So he's just going out.
Can we both go to the tavern?
We're not going together. I am not going near any of you.
Do we show up at the same tavern by accident on opposite ends of the bar? Josh, you determine that for us.
And you just you try to get his attention, you buy him a drink.
I am leaving.
No, I don't. I would definitely not try to get his attention, but I feel like we would end up at the same place trying to avoid each other.
Yeah.
But this would be good. It would be a good evening by accident.
So what does everybody want to do now that you guys are
I'm getting
out of Val, I'm sorry that you had literally nothing to do in this.
Yeah, gosh, Miramore, you were so quiet today. You and Moana.
Yeah, Miramore didn't have much to do this time around. She couldn't punch anybody, so.
You're gonna have a lot more to do next session.
I will say I did want to, and we don't have to role play this scene, but I do. After the fact, I do want her to go to the cobbler and just kind of talk to the daughter a little bit. And just
is that what you wanted to do, Brief?
Yeah, I'll go with you because I wanted to get my my flip flops resold, but also I did want to console the daughter and let her know everything's gonna be okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry about your past. Also, can you also
since I'm here.
Okay, so yeah, let's do that, and then because I know you have a hard out, Val, in 5 minutes. So let's do that real quick, and then we'll have we'll see what Nyx and Fanoa do, and then we'll conclude. Sound good?
Yes, and also I literally just found this out yesterday, but I will not be able to play next week.
Okay, I will keep that in mind. That'll be a little easier to manage just because it's going to be a regular interlude, so we can do more single character focused stuff. It's going to go back to a normal sort of interlude now that we've had this big dramatic bit. Okay, yeah. Thank you for telling me. So Breve and Niramore go to the cobbler. And the cobbler says, hello there. Welcome back. How can I help you?
You want to take the lead on this, Niramore?
Did you find your friend?
Yes, we did find our friend, and sorry, is your daughter here at the moment?
She is, yes. Willowin. And Willowin comes out and she says, yes. Oh, it's you. Hello again. Was I helpful? I don't know.
Yes,
what I was supposed to say.
We were able to get our friend away from Verax, in no small part thanks to you. We really appreciate your help in that. And so listen, we're gonna get him back for everything he's done. And I just wanted to let you know that you're going to be safe, and we're going to make sure that he doesn't hurt anybody else.
Well, thank you. That's awful kind of you.
You were very brave.
I was just saying what I've seen and heard. But thank you. Listen, if you ever need any shoes, 50% off.
Hey, real easy segue right into this, but I got some flip-flops that need a retooling, if you wouldn't mind. They're magical.
Sure. Can I see them?
I mean, thanks for risking your life and all, but here are my shoes.
I made these for Miss Callista. She contracted me to make these. Yeah, I can do a little. I can spruce them up a little bit.
Sorry, Josh, I lost you on that one.
Oh, sorry. She said I made these. Miss Callista contracted me to make these. I can spruce them up a little bit, no problem.
And then she put her nose somewhere near them.
And then she smelled it and she said,
"Whoa!
I'll clean them first."
Power wash them.
Throw them in the dishwasher.
She's just gonna burn them and make new ones.
She's just gonna make new ones.
Yeah. Whatever you need, I'm happy to help. You seem like nice folks.
Cool. Well, thanks. Can I just have them sent back to wherever we're staying? Do I have to come back here?
Yeah, she'll bring them back to.
Perfect.
Wherever you are.
Going barefoot.
All right. Good session, you guys. Did you want to say anything else to her?
Just give her a little pet on the head.
Okay.
Like Cindy Lou.
I don't know how tall or old she is, but good job, little one.
She's like 17.
She's definitely smaller than you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Breve is enormous, so like a pat on the head would work. She's not going to be taller.
No. Okay, yeah. Good job, guys. Again, Val, I hope you were entertained at least. I'm sorry that you didn't get to participate as much.
That's all right.
Miramore
has a death wish for Verax, so.
Hey, line up, get in line, because she ain't the only one. Yeah, next, so I guess in 2 weeks, we're gonna have more stuff for Niramore to do for sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can we take some of our riches and hire an assassin to go after him, just like as a little side thing?
Yeah.
I mean, the only people who made an agreement to not fight with Barracks until the end of the competition, the only people to do that were Eldorian and Fanoa, technically.
Yeah, I sure as shit didn't.
Right, whatever it was.
So
Can we hire Barack?
Balake?
Yeah, Balake. Can we hire him?
We hire Barack Obama?
Yeah. He's not doing anything now.
Yeah, okay. And
Just throw it out there.
That's awesome.
yeah. All right, so you guys are all good. You could, and Val, like I said, I know you had to head out.
Yeah.
Nate, if you want to stick around, you can. I was just going to do a scene with Fanoa and Nyx.
I might head out too because I desperately need to go to the bathroom. I've been
Also,
doing my
Nate,
best.
You did
sneak off to excuse here, but not today.
You did a fucking great job as a lawyer.
Yeah, Brave, you killed it this session.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's
nailed
really
it,
good.
yeah.
It was a group effort.
Point of inspiration for Bree.
Oh yeah, Bree, you definitely get it. Yeah, Nate, mark that down. You definitely have a point of inspiration.
I think I have another one too I never used, so.
Yeah, you can have 2. I gave 2 to Fanoa.
Sweet.
I was gonna if
DM,
if he didn't get one, I was gonna give him one of mine. So, but I'm keeping my both. So
Samesies. All right, guys.
All right.
Cool.
bye, Nate.
Bye.
Nate, have a good rest of your
Talk to
day,
you later.
and Val, have a good night.
Thank you. You guys
Guys,
too.
Bye.
yeah.
So I'm gonna
All
mention
right.
I can't probably do this for too much longer because
Yeah.
I haven't eaten yet. Dinner. I
Fair
mean.
enough.
I did eat lunch, but just not dinner.
Fair enough. Okay. I just figured that you guys wanted to do a quick. You seem like you wanted to do a quick thing. So
We could.
This is,
I can.
it's up to you. Yeah. You.
But I don't know what. Do you have to get back to? The home?
I'm not on a particular.
Okay.
Schedule.
This would be.
I kind of have
you know-
an early start tomorrow, but I'm not opening, so
Yeah.
I don't have to like go to bed right away. But I do.
It is entirely determined by you guys.
Could
you know,
we?
I have done everything
I
I
would
need to
actually
do.
probably rather save it for next session, so I can kind of figure out things a little bit more
Yeah,
in terms
I
of
mean,
my character.
For sure.
like straight up, like what Nyx essentially wants to do is like find a place that has
Bulk.
rooms for rent and alcohol,
Ooh.
and they can have and he can have people sent up to the room. Like that's where
People.
that's where he's at. He just
Wink.
wants to. Yeah, exactly.
Wink.
And he just wants to get drunk and be around people who aren't the jewel crabs right now.
For real,
I get
I
that.
would really like to have a moment with Nyx on this.
That could be really fun.
I
if
think
we
this
just,
would be like if
like
you
I'm talking people into
you-
buying me drinks and then we lock eyes.
yeah, and like we could play it as we don't know that we're in the same place, but also it could be like maybe you go rent a room and you're upstairs for a while and then you come back down and realize like I've been down there for a while, like we just happen to be in the
Oh,
same
yeah,
place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because that would be I've kind of really wanted this moment for a while.
Yeah, I think we're in a good spot for the two of us to actually like have
to just have a nice
Yeah.
little bitch fest.
Absolutely.
Because we're both not very happy. So. But I think if let's mull on that a little bit more.
I'm sorry that this evoking ancient elvish rituals made you feel bad about Eldorian.
It wasn't really that. It was
I was already kind of there.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Like the gambling thing was a rough. I mean,
I
this was
don't
not meant
really
to be.
mind that.
No, that's like
Well,
the
that's
least
because-
of my worries in all
It
of
was
it.
Yeah.
it was like kind of it was surprising for me to find out, but Fanoa's like, that's cool. I
Yeah,
think
Fanoa.
especially because Fanoa has like a gambling history where she's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
oh, that's awesome, nice. We
Yeah,
got
that's
you
something
some money
common.
too. Like she's just like, oh, cool. If we could like make this shake down in the way that you wanted, that's perfectly great.
Yeah, sorry for putting you on the chopping block, Jake.
No, it's more so that
Eldorian I did it for drama.
Yeah, no, I really like that it happened as a player, but I think Fanoa's really not okay with her family and her hometown kind of being used as a gambling chip.
Yeah, and Nyx isn't feeling great about being a gambling chip.
Yeah. Like Fanoa, whatever. Like she could she could be a gambling chip and not be too bad with it. But
whereas for Nyx doesn't give a shit about his people in the least. And the one person he gives a shit about kind of just sold him down the river a little bit.
Here's the important thing that we've all learned just now about. And when I say, Eldorian's gambling problem, this is it to a T. Eldorian is you've now learned, and so I don't feel like I have to.
As much as it's like a risk problem.
Yeah, but it is a gambling problem, and a risk problem. You've learned an aspect of Eldorian's personality. Probably her biggest flaw, which is that when she is backed into a corner, she will try to wager her way out of it. Basically, the more desperate she gets, the higher stakes she's going to just come up with. And it's impulsive. She didn't mean to do that.
Well, she did.
But she did do it. And now she has to take responsibility for it. I agree.
Yeah.
When I've been saying Eldorian's a mess for a long time. And
it's about to get messier.
Yeah, she's got some problems.
I love it. I knew that something was gonna come to a head with Eldeth, because Eldeth is.
And you have to also like.
Also, she
was absolutely distraught at the time. So she again, it was an impulse.
Also, we're still live, so we might have to edit this.
Oh, okay, I will.